In a bombshell shakeup that's sending shockwaves through the aviation world, three global giants, Emirates, KLM, and Qantas, have just dropped a game-changing announcement. They're ditching Boeing and going all in with Airbus.
Our main story tonight concerns airplanes, the place you go to say, I'll get some reading done before watching 9 episodes of The Office you've already seen and landing in Tucson.
Yeah, when it comes to Boeing and what happened, I think you are referring to the 777X and the delay that we see.
And that plane was almost new. It had been delivered by the manufacturer Boeing around 2 months earlier. And that's too soon for a sneaker to fall apart, let alone a multi-million-dollar aircraft.
I won't be able to give you an exact date when, till we know about it.
Have you had conversations with the new Boeing president?
We do.
That's right. After years of loyalty, ongoing delays, and mounting safety concerns with the 737 MAX and 777X, these airlines are making a bold pivot that could redefine the future of flight. What led to this seismic shift? And what does it mean for the Boeing-Airbus rivalry? Buckle up, this one's going to hit turbulence. Boeing's fall from grace, the crisis, no one can ignore. It's official. Emirates, KLM, and Qantas have slammed the brakes on their Boeing orders, and the aviation world just felt the tremor. Once hailed as the pride of American aerospace, Boeing is now watching its global dominance crack under the pressure of broken promises, production flaws, and repeated delays. The 777X, still grounded in development hell, the 737 MAX, forever haunted by tragedy and mistrust. These weren't just technical mishaps, they were moments of corporate recklessness that left America's aviation reputation battered. This isn't just about airplanes. This is about the slow erosion of American credibility in high-stakes, high-tech industries. Boeing was more than a company. It was a symbol. But now, European rival Airbus is scooping up deal after deal while Washington watches helplessly. KLM's shift away from Boeing isn't just a Dutch airline picking a different jet. It's a trusted partner quietly turning its back on American manufacturing. For Qantas and Emirates, giants in their own regions, the pivot to Airbus is a brutal vote of no confidence. And here's the kicker. Every lost Boeing order means thousands of American jobs at risk, entire supply chains disrupted, and billions in economic loss. In the battle of Boeing versus Airbus, we're no longer looking at healthy competition. We're witnessing an American heavyweight gasping for air while Europe takes center stage. The Boeing crisis is no longer a footnote. It's a cautionary tale about what happens when power is taken for granted and accountability is ignored.
Here, so that the date that we are supposed to receive our first 777X.
Yeah.
Emirates and Airbus, a billion-dollar blow to U.S. aviation. When Emirates makes a move, the whole world pays attention. So, when the Dubai-based airline announced a sweeping fleet overhaul, ditching planned Boeing deliveries in favor of Airbus, you could practically hear the alarm bells ringing across the U.S. economy. Emirates' latest order, worth tens of billions, is going straight into the pockets of Airbus. That's not just a business loss. That's American economic power bleeding out, one wide-body jet at a time. Let's talk scale. Emirates wasn't just a Boeing customer. It was one of their crown jewels. Their massive 777 fleet once defined Boeing's presence in the Middle East. But repeated delivery delays on the 777X and uncertainty surrounding quality control pushed Emirates over the edge. Airbus offered what Boeing couldn't: reliability, transparency, and delivery guarantees. This isn't innovation beating innovation, it's stability beating chaos. For the US, this hits harder than a stock dip. Boeing's contracts create ripple effects through nearly every American state. Engines from Ohio, avionics from Arizona, composites from Washington. Now, that revenue's flowing into European cities instead of US communities. This is a direct transfer of wealth and influence, and it happened on America's watch. And as if the optics weren't bad enough, Emirates executives were crystal clear about their reasons. They simply don't trust Boeing's timelines anymore. Ouch. This isn't just about Emirates flying different planes. It's about global carriers losing faith in America's aerospace titan. When the richest airline in the Middle East says no thanks to Boeing, it sends a chilling message worldwide. U.S. engineering isn't the default anymore.
The propeller-driven aircraft of the turmoil of World War II and the dawn of the jet age, one thing remained unchanged: KLM's unwavering trust in Boeing.
KLM and Qantas exit stage left, losing allies, losing ground. It wasn't just Emirates. KLM and Qantas also joined the exodus, both legacy carriers with deep transatlantic and trans-Pacific ties to Boeing. But now, those ties are fraying, and with their decisions to shift to Airbus, a dangerous precedent has been set. Boeing's closest allies are walking away. This is the kind of moment that changes industry history. For KLM, the move was deeply symbolic. The Dutch airline has flown Boeing jets since the 1960s. Yet after facing continual uncertainties with the 737 MAX and 777X programs, KLM executives opted to go with Airbus's A350 and A321neo families instead. Their reasoning: better reliability and more confidence in timely delivery. It's a quiet but powerful betrayal, like an old friend finally giving up on the relationship after years of trying to make it work. Qantas followed suit, citing the same frustrations. The Australian carrier was due to receive new Boeing aircraft for its long-haul Project Sunrise initiative, but delays and risk factors sent them to Airbus instead. From a business standpoint, the shift makes sense. From a geopolitical standpoint, it's catastrophic for the US. Every Airbus order now translates to billions bypassing American shores. The bigger issue? Confidence. Boeing isn't just losing sales, it's losing face. And when national carriers from NATO allies stop buying from Boeing, it weakens American strategic leverage in global aviation networks. These aren't just aircraft contracts, they're soft power deals, and we just lost 2 of them to Europe.
Qantas has unveiled its brand new Airbus aircraft, which will gradually replace its 737 fleet. It's bigger, more fuel efficient, has plenty of extra overhead baggage space, and will arrive in Sydney next month for final testing.
The American economic fallout, jobs, tech, and global influence. This isn't just an airline story. This is a blow to the very heart of American industrial strength. With Emirates, KLM, and Qantas all pivoting to Airbus, the consequences for the US economy are staggering. Boeing isn't a standalone firm, it's a cornerstone of the US manufacturing base, with hundreds of thousands of workers depending on its health. And now, we're watching layoffs, slowdowns, and shaken investor confidence ripple through the country like shockwaves. Let's be clear, when Boeing stumbles, America stumbles. From aerospace engineering students rethinking their futures, to small Midwest suppliers losing contracts overnight, the human cost is devastating. These Airbus deals mean more than just European jets. They mean more jobs created in Toulouse and Hamburg, and fewer in Kansas and Seattle. The long-term damage is brutal. Then there's the technological edge. Boeing was once seen as the pinnacle of American innovation. But today, Airbus is leading in sustainable aviation, battery tech, and fleet efficiency. By choosing Airbus, these airlines are signaling who they trust to lead the next generation of air travel. And it's not the US anymore. In global diplomacy, this collapse in trust translates to a loss of influence. The US has used aviation dominance as a tool of foreign policy for decades. But now, with each lost contract, that tool gets duller. The Emirates KLM Qantas shift is more than a headline. It's a wake-up call. America can't afford to lose its industrial giants. Yet Boeing is slipping, and so is US leadership in the skies. So, there you have it. Emirates, KLM, and Qantas aren't just buying planes. They're rewriting the rules of the aviation game. As Boeing struggles to regain trust, Airbus is soaring to new heights. The real question now, who's next to jump ship? Will this spark a domino effect across the industry? One thing's certain, this story is far from over. If you want to stay ahead of the headlines and behind the cockpit decisions, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. The skies are changing, and we're flying first class through it.